Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Well, after visiting Caleb this last weekend, I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and get the Speed Engineering headers for my Coyote swap. The pipes, when I say pipes, they're made by Pipes, the ones that I had. I think they're good headers, they're made really well, but they're really more intended for a true, strict race application. And at the end of the day, I just didn't want to get involved in possibly cracking them or breaking them and having to repair them and modify them. So it's a low cost option. I think to my door, taxes out the door and everything was about $440. It was fast shipping. They shipped from California. They shipped FedEx. A little bit of damage on the way. I don't think it affected anything. I haven't opened the box yet, so let's open it up, see what we got. Let's get these things put on this Coyote. It does have some fasteners in here. I don't know. I'm going to be using the studs. I'm not even sure if this is the same size. It does not look like it. If they are, they might be, but I think I'll prefer to use studs. We'll check one out to see, because I don't know what these sizes are too. That does not look like what is on there. I do like the small heads on these. We'll check them to see if they're the same size, but I think if I remember when I watched Caleb's video, these are not the correct size, but studs kind of make things a little easier in certain cases too anyway. So let's go see what we got, and we'll get set up and go ahead and pull these headers off and see how these things fit up with this UPR member. Now guys, in case you missed that last video where I was struggling to get these headers installed, you'll want to go take a look at that now so you'll know what I'm talking about. But just to kind of summarize, if you look at here at your AC manifold, now these pipes are individual tubes. You've got 2 tubes on the driver's side, and on the passenger side, on the right side, you've got 4 individual tubes. Now all these fit okay. They may have pulled together to where they weren't touching, but I was having a little bit of a clearance issue on the K-member where the A-arms mount. And I was also having a little bit, well, not a little bit, a major issue really, where I was going to have to modify this single tube here to clearance the AC manifold. Now if you're racing, using these for a racing application, not a big deal. But it was significant, guys, and so you want to go back and take a look at that video. You can see just how little clearance there was, because I had to get this AC manifold completely off, and it was basically touching the AC here. So we're going to go ahead and take these off, and we'll see just how well these Speed Engineering headers really fit. So got the headers off, went ahead and pulled the K-member off, because I knew just looking at it there's no way that you're going to get these headers in there with the K-member on. So put the headers on, then put the K-member back on. And I was also kind of curious, even though I'm probably still going to use the studs, so they did include the standard header bolts for like American car, like a small block Chevy. These are 3/8/16. I'll throw them in my boat bin. And I remember on Caleb's video they mentioned about including these, and of course these aren't going to work on a newer engine that are all metric. So they did start including these. I'm like, oh, what is this? So those are like 3/8/16, and I did double check. These are 10 by 1.25 thread pitch, and I went ahead and checked, and look at here. I wonder if somebody's watching Caleb's videos. It was odd that once he did post a video about the K-member working with UPR and not the Maximum Motorsports, they quickly took that off their website, so somebody's paying attention. Guys, I got a quick tip for you. So I started getting ready to go ahead and put the gasket on and kind of test fitting things. A lot of stuff you won't see on camera, but I definitely want to share this with you. So you see I've got the studs in all these locations, and I test fitted that. This is going to save you some time. Leave your studs in here if you are using studs. These 3 here, do not put studs in, because it's going to be a lot more difficult before you to get with a conventional socket, even a swivel. The thing is, when you've got a stud, you're going to need a deep well, and to swivel a deep well into some of these pockets is going to be extremely difficult, so you have to use like a crow's foot or something like that. Well, since they did include the right size bolts, I'm going to put bolts in these 3 bottom ones here, and it'll be a lot easier to get a shorter socket with a swivel into those locations. So a quick tip to save you guys some time and make your install go a little bit easier. All right, let's see if this thing fits okay and clears the AC and the starter. Look guys, I know I didn't put the gaskets on or anything. I'm just kind of test fitting everything. So we'll pull the K-member up here in a minute once I get the other side on, and we'll make sure. I think the only thing over there might be a concern, and we'll have to wait and see, would be the clutch fork sticking out over there. That could be a potential issue, so we'll have to take a look at that. But just seeing what I'm seeing, I'm gonna bring this camera around so you guys can see. But so guys, look here at the clearance that we've got between the AC manifold. I was thinking about needing to put some kind of that heat barrier or something right here, and I may still do it, but man, all kinds of clearance. Now let's look at the starter. Your starter clearance, which actually, you think about it, it'd come out just a touch with the once you get the gaskets on there. It actually got a little better clearance than I thought I would have. It's almost touching the solenoid, but not quite. This side was actually a little harder to get all the nuts and bolts on. I did go ahead and pull all of the bottom studs out, so this first one as well. It made it a little easier to get that one. But they're all doable and easily doable, but I went ahead. So on this side, if the tip would be, you can leave all the top studs in if you want to. This one, if you want to leave out, you can, and put just a bolt on this one, because this one's a little more difficult to get to because of this bend right here. But all the bottoms, I would recommend not using studs on. So we were worried about the clutch fork, so let's take a look at that. So it looks like, of course, it'll be pulling this way. It's touching. But if you can see it, it is barely touching just the very corner. So I'm going to pull the headers back off. I'm going to shave just a little bit off of this end, and should be no problem. So may save you some time before you ever even put your headers on. Go ahead and shave that top little corner of your clutch fork off. Alright, so I got the headers back off, and look, this point right here is the point that was touching this very tip here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of material off of that, so we won't have to worry about that at all. That should be more than enough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try to put it on here. This will tell the tale if it's going to clear these headers. I mean, they should, guys, but I mean, I ain't saying sure till we do it. All right, Angel, let's go ahead and yeah, we'll go ahead and get it. We'll slip those on there once we get it. Just get the nut started. All right, you got your nut started. Yep. All right, now we'll grab your spacer. The wide side to the back, I believe. So skinny side to the front. The narrows. Which is the front? This is the front. So you flip it. Yeah, go in like that. There you go. Alright guys, so let's take a look. I've not looked at the other side yet, so this is the side that I was putting on. Still kind of got to square the K-member up a little bit, but I think our clearances are fine. Only did the one spacer right now, which is an 1/8 inch spacer in there. I think you guys can see that. That's the spacers I made on the last video. Clearance here is good. Everything is cleared really, really nicely. Let's go look at the other side. Oh yeah. So I think, so we are almost, she said she could put paper in right here, and I think this is, I don't have the K-member totally square yet, and we'll gain a little bit of space right here once I square this K-member up. And you can see, of course, this is space we have over there on that side. Guys, it's time to go ahead and wrap this one up. Overall, I think these Speed Engineering headers are the best bang for your buck. $450 out the door. Also doing AC on your car. They clear everything. Pretty nice deal for $450. Can't beat that. So guys, stick around for the next one. I should wrap up a ton of stuff getting this motor ready to go. And guys, we'll get one step closer to getting that thing put in my car. So I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one.